the UFC coming to Rotterdam, and main event probably going to be Alistair Overeem versus Andre Arlovski. What do you think the fight is gonna end?
It's gonna be a war. Two huge guys. Overeem improved himself a lot. We saw in his last fight. I think he's gonna win.
I think my prediction is that Arlovski will win this fight.
Ja, dan ga ik natuurlijk voor Nederland Alistair Overeem. Ja, dat zonder twijfel.
Ik denk Alistair. Ja.
Overeem. TKO. Yeah.
That's a good matchup. I know they're teammates, right? They train at Greg Jackson, so I'm not too sure how they're going to prepare for their fights. Maybe Alistair might stay back home in Holland or whatever. But these are two fighters who were like, if you go back a few years ago, Overeem was on a tear. He came to UFC, things never really went right. But if you look at his last three performances, that's what's funny about this game. Confidence is the thing. If you get a fighter who's on a 2-fight losing streak, whatever, his confidence is real low. His next fight he's going to be cautious to win that next fight, and then it just starts, gradually builds from there. So I feel like I'm on that momentum, So he and then Arlovski, he was kind of up and down his career. He's come back, I remember watching him in Bravo way back in the day. 24 years of age. He was a world champion. So he's had some great performances lately. So it's a great matchup, but if I was to pick, I would probably go for Alistair Overeem. I think he's got a bit more of a tougher chin, and he can hit a little bit more harder. Movement-wise, I'll give that to Alistair Overeem. I'll give that to Arlovski, but I feel like Overeem could catch him and maybe finish him.
Ja, in principe Alistair natuurlijk. Alistair ken ik. Alistair is oké, is een vriend van me, dus ik denk dat Alistair gewoon gaat winnen. En in Nederland moet hij ook gewoon winnen, klaar. Want dat moet ook voor die titel. Dus de Nederlanders doen het goed met de titels dan zo direct. Als Alistair, ik en Marloes, weet je, dan zijn we een beetje back in the game. Ja toch? Gaan we ook een beetje rollen in de MMA.
And if you talk about Stefan Struve against Bigfoot, it's probably on the same card as well. What are your predictions on that fight?
I'm going to go for Struve. He's had a hard time with what went on, but I'm going with Struve.
Struve zeker. Yeah.
Bigfoot is a completed guy. He has a very strong ground and pound. I already passed for that. We trained together already. I think he's going to win the fight.
I'll go for Stefan Struve in that fight. Yeah, I feel like he's a bit more elusive, a bit more loose and relaxed in there. He's tall, rangy. He can use his range very well. Bigfoot's a bit more, as of late, he's a bit more stiff, So I feel like I feel like Struve will have the edge there. He's got a huge reach, so I think he'll sit back on the jab and win by decision.